Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hey, it's people from the before times.
yeah, what? Hello.
Hello out there. Send provisions, send firewood and canned meats.
How
Got
are you
any
guys
toilet
doing?
paper?
Oh, I'm good on that. You need some?
No, I'm all right. I just quit
Ah,
using it. Yeah,
Yeah. That's easiest, right? It's easiest.
no problems right off the bat.
yeah,
I
yeah.
hit rock bottom like right at the beginning, and then just to like lift my spirits, I set the bar really low for everything now. It's great. Low
Yeah.
expectations, key to happiness.
Yeah, you know what? I think you might be onto something there. I don't know when I hit rock bottom. There's nothing to say that I haven't yet.
You
Yeah.
can always go lower. It's
Yeah.
How are you, John? Are you okay? Are you rock bottom or what's going on?
Yeah, I hit that's way back. I don't know if my
yeah.
brain goes that far back anymore.
We're going to go forward here in a few minutes with the new single and the new album. You're playing our CD 92 9-Day show with Alt J on April 9th at the Schottenstein Center. We're very excited about that. But let's go backwards a bit first. You had a top 10 single all over the world. And granted, it's Wikipedia, but it said that you were number one in Slovakia.
I
Number one in Slovakia is pretty huge.
I think it did. I know we did really well in Russia and a lot of like
Yeah.
the Eastern European, like Slavic. It was crazy, man. I don't know. People like that. But I mean, we just come out with so many songs, even a broken clock's right twice a day.
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
I think the world finally just gave in. They're just like, these guys aren't going anywhere, are they? Let's throw them a bone.
Well, you're too humble. I mean, it's a great song.
No, I mean,
Yeah, I understand why it's a hit.
song, yeah.
I feel like though, John, you guys are uniquely positioned to take the 1,000-yard view of this thing and pick out what's absurd about having a huge hit single. What's the weirdest thing that happened? And I'll have the same question for you in a moment, Zach.
Just being at the award shows. I mean, being in rooms that we are not designed to be in. It was watching a lot of that. It was seeing everybody's chasing this spot in the world. It was the strangest thing for me was getting that and going, oh wow, this means a lot to a lot of people. Like this means, like, you could see like how competitive it was at that level, and it was all written around a bass line that was like a stress reliever. It was like God, I gotta keep working on music. Maybe I'll just go in this other room and play this bass line until I think of something. I mean, it was never meant to be the song.
Well, it took you like what, an hour, you said?
It was so quick. And this goes along with my belief on songwriting. Like, songs should spill out. Like, you can craft. Like, crafting is like fun, and it has like aspects of it that are very enjoyable. And I think it's really fun to be collaborative, and everybody kind of like throw an idea in and you have a song at the end of the day. That's super fun. But the songs that spill out, I mean, that Hey Ya, Andre was sitting around one day and he was like, I got it. Hey Ya.
Yeah.
And it
All
sounds
right,
so
all right, all right.
stupid coming out of his mouth. And then he said, yeah, all right. And it's that song.
Whether it takes an hour or a year, at the end of the day, when you got it, and people love that song, and now you're going to have to play it live forever, even when you're sick of it, because the people want to hear it. Zach, what's the weirdest thing about having a massive worldwide hit single?
No, it's actually the same thing. Just places
Okay.
that we went, all the doors that opened to really beautiful, powerful, wealthy people. Everything, like, lighting is different. Like, everything's so bright and shiny, and we're just like, it was just. But it's really interesting because that's the whole reason we started playing music, is to just go places that we had never been and see things we've never seen, and we're just kind of soaking in all the stuff, and that's what we did at the very beginning when we were in a minivan, and that's still what we do now. People just took us a little more seriously, which was hilarious because we didn't do anything different. It's just a bunch of people listened to something we made, and but yeah, it's super frustrating when you work on songs for years and years, have 32 different versions of. And yeah, that day John just started like going to town, we just recorded like lyric by lyric. He just like said something. We just sat around and we were just like, what do you think about that? I was like, tight, dude. I got no notes. It was great. Then he's like, we started playing. He's like, I hit record, did the second line. I was like, oh, yeah, it's great. Wouldn't change anything about it. And then it just happened. Then, of course, we overthought it for months and like messed around with everything. But everything that was written in about an hour and a half.
Well, I'm going to tell you the weirdest thing that I experienced with your hit single, if that makes any sense. My wife likes to watch parades, and she's watching like the Rose Parade or something. And I come downstairs, and all of a sudden you guys are going by, and I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
That was a weird thing.
Yeah. That was a weird thing.
Have you ever had to wave for like
elbow, wrist?
You start like, if you think about anything too long, it's just stupid. And I was like, am I waving weird? Like, how am I waving? And why I'm in a parade waving at people? Like, look at me. I'm not. No, it was weird.
That was the funniest thing is we're all on that float. Man, I'm so glad you brought this up. That was the craziest thing for sure.
We had to pee so bad.
Sitting on there, nobody coached us on anything. Nobody told us to wave. They didn't say anything. We just stuck us on the float and we're like, all right, you're going to play the song. And we're like, how many times? Like, what are we doing? Like, how many times are we playing the song? And we got up there and we just kind of all decided collectively that we were just going to go all in on this. And we are waving at this crowd for as long as this flow goes. And we were so tired by the end. No food. Like, we were just riding on this float for hours.
Breaks. We had to like jump off while it was moving, run, find a porta potty, like catch back up. Because we, of course, us, we totally had a bunch of mimosas and stuff up there.
Sure.
But it was so weird. And then my favorite part of that was totally AG. We went past like the corner where they're like, all right, you're going to be filmed for TV. And this is where all the people are. And really like play your song well during this part. And we played it. And our buddy, we got him good seats. And he's just sitting there just like, and we're just doing our thing. And he's just sitting there just like shaking his head. And my mom even wrote me, she was like, oh, I just watched it. There was this part where you were just laughing and having the best time. I'm like, oh yeah, that's when I saw AG just shaking his head in disapproval at me.
Oh man, it was what I loved about it from my perspective was I had no idea. I just happened, I get my cup of coffee and I go into the living room and like, what are you watching? I'm watching a parade. Oh my God, it's Portugal the band.
What are they doing there?
What are those doing?
Well, I enjoyed it. And how many hours did that take?
It was a long time.
Oh,
it was way longer than you think. Yeah.
That
was a
fun.
long time. Jesus, it was so long.
That sounds fun for like a half an hour and then sounds just miserable.
That's why I'm all about just like editing down, man. Just everything. Just like give me the shortest, simplest like thing. And what's it with movies? Like every movie is 2.5 hours long. Yeah, cool. And that used to be when we were kids, you were like, oh, this is insane. If it comes in like 2 VHS, you're like, oh, this is going to be a hell of a movie. Now it's just anything is. And driving me nuts.
Can I piggyback it? I was going back as we're shut down, as we're locked down. I'm showing, older movies to my daughter. And I'm realizing that all these movies we watched, like 90s kids, we grew up watching these movies that had a 45-minute building. Like it was just like character building. And it was just like, nothing is happening in this movie for 45 minutes. And then one thing happens in that movie in the hour and 20. Like it's so funny how movies have become this like eye candy explosive. Like that is what Me Worry is. Like it is commentary on all of this. Like it's explosive and fun and look over here. No, look over there. Like it's all of that at once.
Is that a nod at all to Alfred E. Neuman?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Oh, good. Were you guys Mad Magazine guys? I'm older than you, so I don't know if that was still a thing when you were kids.
No, like huge fans. John's got it. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
So subversive. Yeah. My best friend next door, they had a place at a lake and they used to invite me out and I couldn't water ski because I'm not coordinated enough and they're all like athletic water skiers. So I would basically sit in their cabin and they had this box of Mad magazines, and that's
Yeah.
all I would do is just flip through them. So subversive, even when you're like 8 years old, you know?
It shaped me, and like it took a while to realize the things that like the way I am. And I realized that like Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street and Dr. Seuss and all these things like kind of built who I am and how I think about things. And like, oh yeah, Mad Magazine is why I love my favorite band is Dead Kennedys. I'm literally just figuring this out now while I'm talking to you. It's like, yeah, I like satire. I like truth in the form of like disagree. If somebody says something to your face that's just ridiculous, just say verbatim what they said right back. Like, or is that what you're asking me? And then just check out what they say. Like, look at their face. And it's like, yeah, it's like, it's weird. It's like it's this thing that it's this mirror on society and on yourself. And sometimes you just can't take it too seriously because your brain will explode and nobody wants that, man.
Man, when we're done talking, I had to whip out my Dead Kennedys records because now you got me in the mood there.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, same, dude. It's my
yeah.
I was sort of a lazy kid in that I would always, the first thing I would do is do the mad fold in, and you probably should do that last.
I would always do
no. I think that's what everybody did. John, you went straight for the fold in, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think we all did, yeah.
So the album itself, when's it coming out?
Summerish.
I'm not sure when the album comes out. Everybody keeps saying before summer. You know, the things I like to stay out of is like the timeline stuff.
Fair enough. Does it have a title?
We're not going to tell you.
It's called Mad Fold In,
isn't it? And you take the back jacket and you fold it, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. That would be cheap, wouldn't it? I'm sure the record company would love that.
Yeah, they love spending huge budgets on packaging these days.
Absolutely. So I love these covers. How is it that you got roped into doing a cover of Wind of Change by the Scorpions with Aaron from AWOL Nation and Brandon from Incubus? That was my first concert.
Really?
When I was a teenager. Yeah, the Scorpions in Spokane, Washington. Schenker almost hit the bass player in the head with his flying V when he was swinging it around like this. He missed his face, I swear to God, like an inch.
Oh, man.
It was almost a disaster.
I've hit John in the face. I've had to.
It's going to feel good. Have the miss.
It doesn't. Anyway, I'm sorry. I interrupted. You got me excited again.
Pretty funny story about that, actually. So he has to, Aaron's a really, really nice guy. He was doing this, doing this whole album for charity with a bunch of fun people on it. And we're sometimes super flaky. And so we agreed to do this, and then we just didn't do it for a really long time. He was pretty much giving up on us, and he asked Brandon Boyd if he would do it, because he's like, God, these guys keep telling me yes, but they just never do it. We're just like that. Depends on what's going on.
I want to do it.
We have the best intentions, but it just happens like that. And so he asked Brandon Boyd, and then we did it. And he was like, this is uncomfortable. Like, now I got to like choose between, or it's like, nah, man, let's just like, whatever. Let's like throw it all in there. Because I mean,
let's do it. We Are the World style. So you guys also did a cover of Metallica's Don't Tread on Me, which, by the way, is badass, with Aaron Bean from Red Fang. And I felt like at the end of the day, you guys sounded like the Melvins.
Dude, I kind of think like that's rad. Yeah, I was kind of like feeling that vibe. Dude, that was really fun to do. We did a couple other Metallica covers I'm sure we'll throw out.
Oh, what'd you do?
We did Nothing Else Matters. We did... It's hard to tell because we play a lot of Metallica just like in our space on stage. Like we've done Bells, we've done Damage, we've done a lot of stuff. Metallica's just Metallica, man. They're just awesome. But yeah, Don't Tread on Me was funny just because of like, once again, satire. And dude, it's so much fun to play and like change it. And it was a blast.
I want to make a metal record after that. Like that just made me want to like re-record our albums.
Yeah.
Before you make it, go back and listen to Metallica's Garage Days EP from 1987, where they cover like Killing Joke and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Metallica record.
Their thrash stuff was dope. Like, thrash, like that was good.
They were all drunk and everything.
24 hours a day.
Pizza. Like, I feel like every old picture of Metallica is like somebody, and Slayer, somebody's got a slice of pizza. Like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What a life. What a life that was. I was excited to see that, and you guys don't take yourself seriously, but with all this added attention, you've turned that into a way of focusing attention elsewhere. What is the PTM Foundation? What do you guys do?
Elevating Indigenous voices and, helping communities through just connection and music and art and education. And it's been absolutely amazing. We've got to meet so many people, just made lifelong friends. The connections that we've made and helped make have just been unbelievable. It's been just a really fun thing to do. And it was interesting because we kind of launched it right at the start of quarantine. So we definitely had to think outside the box, because we were just, going to play shows and then take money from the shows and give them to communities. And we had a whole plan, and then that didn't work out. So in hindsight, it was really fun because we found a bunch of new ways to just come up with other ways for funding and different ways to reach communities and share information. And it was, honestly, we've broken ground. So once we get back to shows and stuff, it's just gonna be that much easier. We're very proud of it. We love what we do, and it's given us a big reason to keep things going. So check it out. It's ptmfoundation.org. And if you're hearing this, go give it a geese.
I will do that. I will spend some more time with that, because that's I grew up in Western Washington, so the issues of Indigenous people are not just where you're from in Alaska, but certainly all over really everywhere. But the West Coast, certainly it's something you grow up around, and not so much here in Ohio. But these are oftentimes forgotten people.
Yeah, and
that's what it's all about. It's just going, hey, we could do better here. So I appreciate you guys doing that.
It's really important to listen to the people that have been taking care and had an equal relationship with their environment forever. And it just makes sense. The time is now.
Absolutely. All right. Thanks, fellas. On to your next interview. We'll see if they also ask you about the Scorpions. We'll see.
Good talking, man.
Safe travels. To see you April 9th.
All right. Portugal the Man here, and you are listening to the best song in the world, our new single, What Me Worry, on CD 92.9.
Outstanding. What a professional. Well, I wish we had more time, because
out of math.
Yeah, you did.
I would have totally said 1, 2, 92.9.